Look at the people around you. Some dark as polished wood, some pale as paper, and almost every human who ever lived believed the same thing about that difference. That the color on the outside said something about the person on the inside. Kingdoms were built on that belief. So were wars. One word still carries it today: race. It is one of the oldest lies our species ever told itself. And here is the strange part. The truth was sitting on our skin the whole time, in plain sight. We just never asked the only question that mattered. Not who is different, but what was the sun trying to do to us? Forget the color for a second. Go underneath it. Cut into any human, anywhere on Earth, and you find the same things. Red blood, white bone, a gray humming brain. Go deeper, into the code, and it gets stranger still. Pick any two people on the planet, any two at all. They are about 99.9% genetically identical. Everything the world calls race is hiding inside a rounding error. A few genes for pigment, out of roughly 20,000. And your own body is whispering the secret already. Turn your hands over. The palms are paler than the rest of you. So are the soles of your feet in every human alive, no matter how dark. Because skin only darkens where the sun can actually reach it. Color was never about who you are. It is about where the light fell. To understand your color, you have to understand what the sun was truly fighting over. And the answer is not what you'd guess. It was never really fighting over you. It was fighting over your children. And theirs. And theirs. Every shade of every human traces back to one thing, protecting the ones not yet born. Rewind to the beginning. Africa, a punishing sun. Our ancestors wore the same coat every ape still wears. Hair is a parasol you never put down. It blocks the sun for free, but it hides a trap. It holds heat against the body. And out on the open savanna, a trapped body slowly cooks itself. Most animals simply quit. The lion waits for dusk. The dog throws out its tongue and pants. Our ancestors took a wilder bet. They threw off the coat and turned bare skin into a cooling machine. Millions of sweat glands, wetting the skin, dumping heat into the wind. And now we could do what no great predator could. Walk all day in open sun until the prey collapsed from the very heat we had learned to escape. Sweat made us the most patient hunters on the planet. But it cost us the parasol, and the sun now had a clear shot at naked skin. Sunlight feels soft on your face. That softness is a disguise. Folded inside it is ultraviolet light radiation you will never see or feel arrive. It does not bounce off you. It sinks in. Down where your living cells are splitting, it works like a blade. It cuts through molecules. It can slice your DNA itself. DNA is the blueprint that tells every cell how to be you. Damage the blueprint and a cell dies. Or worse, starts copying itself wrong. That is where cancer is born. But the sun's quietest wound is the one that decides this whole story. In your blood drifts a fragile little vitamin called folate. Folate is the raw material for building brand new cells from nothing. And nothing on Earth builds new cells faster than a growing baby. In the first weeks of life, folate stitches together an unborn child's spine and brain. It keeps sperm healthy. It carries a pregnancy through. And ultraviolet light destroys it, breaks it apart right there inside the blood. The scientists Nina Jablonski and George Chaplin were the first to tie these threads together. Too much sun, too little folate. Too little folate, and new life fails before it begins. Evolution does not care how strong or clever you are. It keeps only the bodies that manage to leave living children behind. So under that African sun, the body needed something to guard the folate. It needed a wall over the blood. That wall is melanin. Melanin is the brown pigment in your skin, but picture armor, not paint. It packs into the top layers of your skin and drinks the UV before it ever reaches the blood below. Its deepest, strongest form has a name: eumelanin, a rich brown black. More eumelanin means darker skin, and more sunlight stopped at the door. So the closer a people live to the burning equator, the more armor evolution handed them. That is why the oldest human populations in Africa are dark, not by accident. Because dark skin kept their children alive. It was the first sunscreen, invented hundreds of thousands of years before the word existed. And you build a weaker version of it yourself, every summer, without realizing. Because a tan is not healthy color. A tan is an alarm bell. UV has already struck, and your cells are screaming for more melanin to block the next hit. By the time your skin turns golden, the damage that set off the alarm is already done. The tan is your body throwing up the wall, a beat too late. But we never sit still. Tens of thousands of years ago, families began walking out of Africa, and they did not stop. Across deserts, along coastlines, up into cold gray lands of long, dark winters. And the sky kept changing over their heads. The sun sank lower. Its light spread thin. For months it gave almost no UV at all. And in that pale northern light, the mighty wall became a problem. Because the same sun that attacks you is also keeping you standing. When even weak UV touches bare skin, the skin uses it to brew vitamin D. Vitamin D is the key that unlocks the calcium hidden in your food. And calcium is what turns soft cartilage into hard, upright bone. Starve a child of vitamin D, and its bones grow soft and bend, the old disease called rickets. And a girl whose own pelvis grew warped can die one day giving birth. So watch what is really happening here. The first danger, UV shredding folate, strikes at the baby's cells. The second danger, too little vitamin D, strikes at the baby's bones. Both arrows aim at the exact same target, the next generation. That is the hidden war your skin has been fighting all along. Now set dark skin under that feeble northern sun. The wall blocks UV perfectly, but there is barely any UV left to spare. Strong wall, weak sun, and the body cannot brew enough vitamin D. So in the north, evolution did the unthinkable. It tore the wall back down. Less melanin, paler skin, just enough to let the thin light slip in and build strong bone. Pale skin was never a step up some ladder. It was the same fight, for the same children, turned completely on its head. So picture the sun holding two ropes, both tied to your skin. Pull the first too hard, and the folate dies. Pull the second too hard, and the bone never forms. Your skin color is simply the knot where those two ropes came to rest, pulled tight against the sun near the equator, held loose against it in the far north, which means the thing most people believe is backwards. Skin color was never set by heat. It was set by ultraviolet light. Cold bleaches no one, a faint sun does. Follow the fierce sun and you find dark skin. Follow the weak sun and you find pale. And strung between them, the entire human spectrum, melting one shade into the next. So your color is a kind of receipt for a bargain your ancestors struck with a star. But living things refuse to stay tidy. Look at the people of the frozen Arctic. They live under one of the dimmest suns on Earth, yet plenty of them never turned pale. Why not? Their food was already thick with vitamin D. Fish, seal, whale. Their dinner did the sun's job, so their skin was never forced to lighten. Change the diet, and you bend the whole rule. And then comes the fact that quietly blows the idea of races apart. Pale skin was not invented once. It was invented at least twice, in separate places. The light skin of Europe and the light skin of East Asia run on largely different genes. Nature ran the same experiment twice, and stumbled into two different answers. There was never a single day when humans turned white or turned black. Those are loud modern labels stamped onto a slow, silent process. And some of Europe's pale skin genes only spread a few thousand years ago, practically yesterday. Now here is the fact that should settle it forever. There is more human variety inside Africa alone than in all the rest of the world combined. The deepest differences between people are not between continents. They are between neighbors. Skin color smears gradually across the map. It never snaps into neat boxes. Walk from the heart of Africa to the top of Europe, and you would never cross a line where one kind of human ends and another begins. There is no line, because biology never drew one. Two people with the very same skin tone can carry more difference in their genes than two people at opposite ends of the color scale. So why did we ever trust color to tell us who belonged with whom? For one embarrassingly simple reason. It is the easiest thing to see. We mistook the most obvious difference for the most important one. But loud has never meant deep. Race is not something biology built. It is a story we told about a dusting of pigment. And then we changed the rules on ourselves. We used to move at the speed of generations. Now we cross the planet over a weekend. So skin tuned for a weak gray sky now bakes under a tropical sun. And skin tuned for a blazing sun now shivers in a city that barely sees light. Dark skin far from the equator can run short on vitamin D. Pale skin beneath a strong sun can take damage it was never built to survive. Your skin still remembers a sky your body may never actually stand under. It was written for one place. You can now live in any of them. So come back to where we started. You were taught that color is the thing that separates us. Now you know what it truly is. Color is not your identity. It is a record of how hard the sun pressed down on the patch of earth where your family once stood. It is the sun's own signature, left on living skin. And beneath that signature, thinner than a sheet of paper, we are the same. The same red blood, the same white bone, the same gray brain, one species. One restless, wandering family that taught itself to live under every sky on earth. We are not different peoples wearing different colors. We are one people, wearing the same armor, set to different strengths. So the next time someone's color makes them look like a stranger to you, don't stop at the color. Find the human standing underneath it. They fought the very same sun you did. And that is you too, just painted by a different light.